Hello.
Hey, welcome to back to Shaq and Mark. I'm Shaq.
Now, Mark.
All right, so how you doing?
I'm pretty good. Tired, but I'm all right. You?
Tired? I feel the same way. But we're just gonna get into it. Okay, so guys, We're gonna start this off with a little icebreaker.
Oh,
You wanna play a little game?
I do. I love games.
Alrighty. The game is called Your Worst Nightmare.
Dun dun dun.
All right, so I have a couple of nightmares that I want you to take a look at. So, your worst nightmares. So, I have number one is fear of heights, fear of bugs,
The bugs.
not the bugs, public speaking, in small places. So, how the game's going to go is I want you to list your least favorite at number one and go up to four.
Okay, so we're starting with the worst nightmare.
Your least worst.
Okay. So for me, I think the least is going to be public speaking. I did a lot of speaking in high school. I was student body treasurer for half a year. And then I've got to give it to.
Wait a minute. Let me go then.
Okay.
So my least would be small places. I don't really have claustrophobic. I mean, I'm a bigger guy, but it doesn't really. I don't get freaked out by being like in elevators or. I remember I went to a museum where they had like a submarine, and I went down in like a stimulator, and that stuff doesn't bother me.
I think I would have to give that my number 3.
Small space.
Yeah, I'll take it over other things, but I'm not a huge fan of not being able to move the way I want to move, and
I get that too.
If I'm at a party and I'm trying to shake some ass and I can't, what's the point of being at the party? I'm just gonna get anxiety,
Oh, move, bitch.
Right.
I feel that. So my number 3 would be public speaking. It's not really a big fear. I did that a lot also growing up, so I'm not really shy in that regard.
You actually won awards, right? For public speaking?
I have.
Yeah, so you good.
Yeah. But over small spaces, I'm like, oh. I still get nervous though. Inside I get nervous. But when it's time to perform, it's just like, let's go.
Hey, Barbara Streisand still has stage fright. She's been at it for 98 years, so.
Not 98. Is that how old she is?
No.
I mean, I know she's old, but I'm like, is she that old? All right, so your number
2 would have to be fear of heights. Not too scared of heights. I don't want to fall. I always worry about falling and stressing, especially if it's like a public speaking platform. So, and when falling, that's a fear of any sort of height. So I think that's where I would have to place that. I love roller coasters, things like that. So,
okay. My number 2 would have to go to the fear of bugs. I mean, who likes bugs?
True.
Period. So that's all I'm going to say on that. All types of bugs, any types of bugs. I don't like bugs.
Yeah, I think that's why that's my number 1.
Yeah.
I feel like they come up with new bitches every day.
There's something different.
You got spiders with wings.
I'm coming from some other country.
They craft shit in other countries. I'm telling you.
On another note, let's move right on along from there. My number one fear, worst nightmare, is heights, and that's over anything. I am scared of heights.
Really?
I don't like roller coasters. I barely like flying. I don't like the takeoff or the landing, and
That
just
landing is scary.
just in general, I don't. When I go to amusement parks, I am the friend that holds the bags. I'm the,
Noted.
I'm the friend that spends money on carnival rides. I mean games. Like you're not gonna catch me on no type of roller coaster
You want to be able to reach and touch some ground.
at all times. I'm not bungee jumping. I'm not looking over no cliffs. I'm not jumping off of anything. Feet will always be planted on the ground.
See, I want to fly.
Not fly.
Spread my wings and go.
I can't. I can't do it. I don't see how people. I don't see how people. I don't get it.
I think it's just like the adrenaline rush. That's
Yeah,
why I love scary movies. And you can't.
I can't do scary either. I can't do scary or demonic. And we'll get into. I guess we should get. That might be another video for another time.
Ooh, that is true. Let us know if you want to hear us talk about that.
And also, you can put your worst fears in the comments below, and we might give you a shout out on the next video.
Yeah, let's compare notes.
So the real reason why we are here is, and I had Khloe and Tristan, or Fiona and Tristan, but we Khloe and Tristan it's just I think at this point,
What's the point?
period. Period. There's nothing else to be said. I think we have seen everything. We've heard everything. Nothing is going to change. And
Tristan's a
I, I,
char.
don't, I don't think we should just go on that. So we're not going to even go over that. That's what we was originally going to talk about. We're just going to talk about something new that I happened to come across that gave me it disturbed me.
It didn't sit right.
It didn't sit right with my spirit. Like, I was about to say something, but I'm gonna get into this later. But we're gonna play this little video that I happened to come across that actually gave me pause.
Hashtag fact. My baby is black. Hashtag I only like black. That's what I would say. All I get called is a lover all day long. Who the cares?
It's just
One more time.
Hashtag fact. My baby is black. Hashtag I only like black. That's what I would say. All I get called is a lover all day long. Who the cares?
she thought she ate. She thought she was doing something with that.
And then I've there's a couple of things he said she thought she ate black cock. Like that's what she was trying to eat. And that is the problem with I don't know if you watch The Real World. Do you watch The Real World?
Oh, here and there.
They have it came back, the new Real World Hollywood's on. Well, they was just trending last week because trying to defend black people.
With Tammy?
Yes. Did you see all that?
Yep.
To my white friends, you cannot try to defend by saying the word. That's not how it works.
It's just like,
So
what about that word makes people want to say it so bad?
Well, I think it's because it's in our culture.
Well, I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about people who aren't black saying that word. Like, why? For what?
Because
it's so many other words in the world.
Because it's ingrained in the culture. It's just said freely. It's just said freely. So that's why it just rolls off the tongue. It's weird. It is weird. but specifically to her, just the type of people that they are. And when I say type of people that they are, they call them culture vultures. All that shit, all that fake shit, everything about that. And I don't want to list all the things, nor do I want to drag. That's not what I came here to do.
Drag a little bit.
Drag a little bit. She likes black dick. Obviously, she said all that.
Yeah, that blows my mind. Like, what's your point? Like, I just feel like that whole conversation was filmed, obviously.
Fake.
You've been on this show how long? And you still haven't learned from saying stupid shit?
And the fact that they showed it and bleeped it, like the
Like,
fact
should have
that,
left it in the drafts.
right.
It don't make no sense to me.
Yeah.
And I know Kim was pissing herself because no, you didn't just say that, and we're filming.
And now they have black kids.
Well, she likes black dick.
Oh, wait. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's what she said.
She
And
said
I
a lot
just,
more.
just how they just steal stuff from the culture. I don't think that it's just nothing productive for me. You use your platform, I feel like, for bad, for harm. And, to say something like that, because she will never understand the struggle,
Oh,
nor why all this stuff was going on. I don't believe they speak about anything that has to do with anything.
they do if
Yeah.
it makes them look good.
And that's what I'm saying. You can't ride, and I always say this, you can't want to suck my dick but not want to walk on the line with me. Like the fuck?
Yeah.
Why? How does that work? I don't understand that. That's going to be taken out. It's going to be taken out.
We could just bleep it like those producers.
Just brush right on along. Brush right on along.
Yeah, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense how she thinks that she's empowering anybody who would take what she's saying in a positive light. Because I just like it's leaving just a bad taste in my mouth. I don't get it.
Okay, let's dissect it. I'm gonna
Okay.
play it one more time, okay?
Black baby. Hashtag fact. My baby is black. Hashtag I only like black. That's what I would say. All I get called is a lover all day long. Who the cares?
Because she said, I don't want to be called a nigger lover, like who cares? So I get it, like because that's what people would call her.
But the thing is,
That's what I'm
if you
saying, like
really didn't
defend
care,
her. But you can't
like if you really didn't care, okay, like I'm not gonna give you any sort of. We're not gonna go back and forth about how you feel about me when it's none of your business.
right, like why would you just even still say the word?
That's like
What was the reasoning for saying it?
I just. She said it smooth too.
Like that, like she said that before.
Yeah, she practiced that
That
one.
wasn't her first time saying that. And then we're talking about accountability, because I don't even think this video honestly is about Khloe. I feel like this video is about accountability.
Absolutely.
And what does that look like? And specifically, what does that look like for people who are around people who do and say stuff that you don't agree with? Like, what does that say about the people around that person?
They're co-signing.
And I feel like that's as worse. It's one and the same. If you can't,
That genuinely does speak volumes as to who you are as a person to just
it does.
allow some bullshit like that to be said. Even
It
if you
does.
weren't targeting somebody, even if you didn't, have ill intentions, it's still like you're crossing boundaries, is offensive. Like,
Yeah.
why do it?
And then to not correct on camera, or even we don't know, like in personal life, but I feel like the disrespect was public. The apology needs to be public.
And
And I
loud.
still don't think that she has apologized for this. Even if this happened years ago, I do feel like at some point you have to you need to be held accountable. And I don't know what that looks like. What does that look like?
Well, I think majority
Because
of
right
her
now she's
fans,
being canceled. But what does canceled actually mean?
I think canceled now is just something that follows your reputation. Just because you're canceled doesn't mean you're canceled.
Right.
It just means you got a new
Let's
light on you.
explain that. So you mean to say you just think it's like another dagger, another
Yeah.
stain on the legacy?
Some people, they when they're canceled, they are canceled. R. Kelly. We could say like Marilyn Manson, all of his sexual allegations just came to light, canceled. Um,
Canceled.
there was a Glee actor who they found child pornography. He ended up committing suicide, but he was canceled.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay, so do you think Chrissy Teigen deserves to be canceled?
absolutely,
I think so too.
absolutely. You're
And
bullying a minor. You want the minor to kill themselves.
exactly. And when you mean canceled, do you mean like I don't want to see them on blogs or nothing. I don't want to see them
No,
on
yeah,
TV. I don't want to see them on no ad. I don't want to see them. They fell off.
they were pushed off.
Exactly. You're done. Next.
They're just people do things when certain people do certain things. It's like the way that they're seen completely changes. Like you can't make excuses for some of the things that you do or say. So like I just kind of like a strike one and done.
And I don't understand. I mean, I feel like she should have been done.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things like a huge debate right now is the whole. Did you ever watch America's Next Top Model?
I did.
The shit that she put them through.
Who, Tyra?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were switching ethnicities,
I see that.
like canceled.
Do you remember? I used to watch that, and I did not think nothing was wrong with that.
No, because at that time, society that was like a passable thing.
And I know she hates that this shit's coming up. I
But
know
sorry,
she's like,
man.
what is going on? But yeah, and then how she was just be talking to some of them. I seen them stories that them girls been putting out, and I
Yeah,
believe them because I don't think it. And how much money they have been paid? Really, they haven't been paid anything. I think they said that they was getting paid like $600 a
the
day.
whole run a day.
A day.
That's covering rent till you get back home.
No, $600 a week. A week. A week. I'm not sure. Allegedly, one of the two.
And I'm sure that ties into like what they know to expect going into filming. But like cutting off my hair, there were several comments made. Like there was a character one time, he was a straight male and he was upset because he made the comment, I'm not going to be beat by a man in heels. You know what I mean? Like you're in the fashion world. You're going to see men in heels everywhere you go.
Most deaf. And what does that have to do with anything?
I think that people just think before they speak and mind their business.
So, final thoughts on Khloe Kardashian. What is your verdict?
I think that she needs to be canceled. I think like she's had way too many since that was so long ago. Look at all this time and opportunity you had to just be like, yeah, you know what? This is the comment that I made. That's not the way that I meant it. At least put out a fake apology. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because that's kind of a big deal. You know, your kids are gonna grow up and see you saying that, and then they're always gonna worry about addressing their haters because that's what you did.
Exactly.
So it's just gonna be like a repeating cycle.
And I agree with you totally. And I definitely think that it speaks volumes now that I haven't seen no apology. And I feel like this is old. This is like 2 days. And in social media, that's like last week. And still no apology. And as far as, well, I don't watch the show. I don't even follow them on social media and everything. But it literally makes me throw up when I see them on freaking blogs because I just don't understand. They're not contributing anything to our culture besides taking it. So why are they always on our stuff? So I don't get it.